The USA, or United States of America, is a federal republic that consists of 50 states. It is located in North America and borders Mexico to the south and Canada to the north. With a total area of 9.7 million square kilometers, the USA ranks third worldwide among the countries by total area, following Russia and Canada. The USA has a population of about 328 million. The largest metropolitan areas are New York, with an estimated population of 8.3 million, Los Angeles with 4 million inhabitants, and Chicago that is home to 2.7 million people. The USA has no official language at federal level, but English is spoken throughout the whole country. However, the USA holds a significant amount of Spanish-speaking people. 43.2 million people in the USA are native Spanish speakers. Additionally, 2.9 million people speak Chinese, including Mandarin, Cantonese, and other varieties. The biggest religions in the USA are Protestantism with 48.5%, Catholicism with 22.7%, Judaism with 2.1%, and Islam with 0.8%. 21.3% of the US Americans are non-denominational. In the USA, people pay in US dollars. 1 euro is equivalent to 1.13 US dollars. The US American GDP of 15 trillion euros or 16.8 trillion US dollars constitutes 24% of the gross world product, making the USA the world's largest economy. The United States is the largest importer of goods and second largest exporter, though exports per capita are relatively low. The USA's top trading partners are Canada, China, Mexico, Japan, and Germany. Consumer spending contributed 68% to the US economy in 2015. In August 2010, the American workforce consists of a whopping 154.1 million people, which roughly equals 50% to the US population. With 21.2 million people, government is the leading field of employment. The largest private employment sector is healthcare and social assistance with 16.4 million people. The USA has a smaller welfare state and redistributes less income through government action than European nations tend to. The USA offers great opportunities in almost every industry. Looking at the huge US-American market, it's not surprising that the US is known for being the land of opportunities. In terms of geopolitical power, the USA, as of now, is the biggest player worldwide thanks to military presence in 150 other nations, as well as huge spendings in the military complex. It is one of 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. Later in this video there will be an interview with Prasanna, who runs a YouTube channel called Prasanna. He moved from Nepal to the USA back in September 2018 and will talk about his journey as well as provide useful tips to people who may consider to move to the USA. I've also been living in the Bay Area, California for 6 months and will briefly summarize the pros and cons of living there. If you have a preference which country I should cover next, please let me know down in the comments. This video is part of a video series that covers informative facts and the migration procedure of Switzerland, Germany, the USA, Russia, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, France, Spain, Portugal, Italy, Indonesia, India, Israel, Thailand, South Africa, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, the Netherlands, Austria, Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Belgium, China, Brazil, and Ireland. I've created a dedicated video for every country mentioned. The playlist is linked in the video description as well as in the comments. Maybe I've already added some more countries, including your home country, so please make sure to check out the playlist. But let's return to the USA. What are the main advantages of moving to the USA and what needs to be considered? As of the 2015 UN report, the USA ranks first among the countries with the largest foreign-born population, followed by Germany. About 46.6 million people living in the USA were not born there, but moved to this country during their lifetime. The biggest foreign populations are the Mexicans, the Cubanese, the Chinese, and the Indians. In terms of percentage of foreign-born population to total population, the USA ranks 67th, with 14.3%, meaning that 14.3% of the total US-American population was born abroad. In this statistic, the USA is heading Germany with 14.9% and is followed by St. Helena with 14.3%. But what are the advantages of moving to the USA? As mentioned before, one of the biggest upsides is the economy. If you are planning to set up your own company, moving to the USA truly is a no-brainer. The large US-American market allows you to target millions of customers. The USA is famous for its entrepreneurial spirit that makes them bring the craziest and most absurd ideas to life. Another advantage that is valued by people who move to the USA is the happiness and openness of the Americans, their culture and the ease of life. Americans are known for their hospitality. They like to smile and spread positive vibes. Speaking of culture, no way goes around mentioning the gorgeous US-American fast food. Burgers are at the cutting edge, and it's no wonder that some people who settled down in the US have gained some extra weight while being here. There are countless numerous different types of cuisines present in the US, and the US Americans love to pamper you with extra large portions. The US American way of life is world famous. As mentioned previously, the USA is a land of opportunities, or as Elon Musk, a South African-born entrepreneur, likes to describe it, there is no other country where I could have done this. The USA is, at least in terms of nature, a very diverse country. If you are a close-to-nature kind of guy, the USA may be a good country to move to. There are freezing ice-cold snowy landscapes in Alaska, all-year-round Mediterranean areas in California, stunning islands in Hawaii, or an even tempered European kind of climate in the east of the USA to enjoy. Most of the world's climate zones can be found in the US. Let's continue with some interesting facts about the USA. More than half of the US Americans never traveled abroad for tourism. There are more than enough facilities for tourism inside the country, which also is a reason why the tourism industry has developed significantly throughout the last decades. Since public transportation is almost non-existent in the USA, the country heavily depends on cars. That's why the USA has the world's longest road network, spanning 6.5 million kilometers. Also, the aviation industry is highly developed. Atlanta, for instance, is up to now the world's busiest airport. Sadly, government spending on infrastructure has decreased by 9% during the last decade. Moreover, there is no high-speed national passenger railroad as you find in Europe, China and Japan. The median income in the USA is 25,000 euros or 28,000 US dollars. Only Switzerland, Norway and Luxembourg have a higher median income, and with an average annual income of 47,000 euros or 52,500 US dollars, the USA ranks 9th worldwide. However, with a median wealth of 58,500 euros or 65,400 US dollars, the USA only ranks 22nd worldwide in terms of median wealth per person. If you live off 2,000 euros per month in Rome, Italy, you'll need almost 2,600 euros per month to enjoy the same standard of living in Miami, Florida. This means that the cost of living in Miami is 30% higher than the cost of living in Rome. But as big the country is, as different is the cost of living in it. The cost of living in the so-called flyover states is much less than the cost of living in California's Silicon Valley. But besides all these advantages, there also are some drawbacks when it comes to moving to the USA. 8 of 10 Americans are in debt, mainly because of mortgage. The average credit card debt is at 4,100 euros or 4,500 US dollars. Since university education is not free, many students suffer from student loans that they have to pay off, even years after graduating. Additionally, the USA is the only industrialized nation where there is no universal health care. As of the International PISA Education Comparison of 2015, the USA ranks 31st of 71 participating countries. Given the USA's financial resources, this score seems to be improvable. Let's continue with interviewing Prasanna. Prasanna, when did you move to the USA and which city did you move to?
Me and my parents moved to the US in Dallas, Texas on September 4th, 2018.
Why the USA and not another country?
Well, because my dad had been trying to move here for a very long time, and also because I have relatives here and they sponsored us, so that's how I was able to come here.
What do you enjoy the most about your life in the US?
It has to do with the facilities like clean environment, availability of clean drinking water, and job opportunities.
What do you miss the most about Nepal?
I really miss my friends. I think that I had a better social life when I was back in Nepal compared to here.
What are the Americans like?
They're very individualistic and they're kind of self-centered compared to the people back in Nepal.
What tips would you give people who want to move to the US?
I would probably say to be prepared before you come here. You'll have to hustle a lot. You'll have to sacrifice your social life mainly. And just don't expect anything. Like, just go with the flow. Yeah.
If you could decide again, would you still move to the US?
When I first moved here, I didn't really have any other choice than to move here. But if I would again move to the US, then I would probably not, due to these recent events of racism and other activities. I feel like America is not the best place for me. Yeah.
Thanks, Prasanna, for taking time to join this interview. Make sure to check out his channel for informative videos about the US and Nepal. As mentioned in the intro, I was living and working right between San Francisco and San Jose for 6 months and really enjoyed my stay. What instantly surprised me positively was the Californian climate, which reminded me of the Italian one. Always sunny, warm weather and amazing sunsets lift up quality of life. Also, the nature is extremely diverse. Another upside I experienced was the density of huge international tech companies that are headquartered in this area. That was really motivating. And also diversity of different cuisines, people and things to do was incredible. Some downsides, however, are that the car dominates the streets, so there are only a few sidewalks and you wait ages before overcoming a pedestrian crossing. Additionally, public transportation is poor. Another drawback I can think of is the fact that Europe has so many countries and cultures to explore in very close travel distance. But in California you have Mexico and Canada that are in relatively close travel distance, but if you want to travel to other countries, you need to fly thousands of kilometers. What needs to be done in order to move to the USA? As always, it's recommended to first visit the country before deciding to move to it permanently. Entry to the US is granted without a visa for Canadian citizens. Countries that are part of the European Union, the European Free Trade Association, as well as Japan, Australia, New Zealand, Taiwan, Chile and South Korea benefit from the Visa Waiver Program. The Visa Waiver Program is a program of the US government that allows citizens of specific countries to travel to the United States for tourism, business or while transit for up to 90 days without having to obtain a visa. A permanent residence, also known as a green card, allows you to permanently stay and work inside the USA. Most of the green cards are issued due to family reunification, also called family-sponsored visa, or through a job offer, also called employment-based visa. Additionally, there is a green card lottery. Each year, around 50,000 immigrant visas are made available through the Diversity Visa program. To become a US citizen, you must have had a permanent residence or green card for at least 5 years or at least 3 years if you are married to a US citizen and meet certain eligibility requirements, including being at least 18 years old when applying, able to read, write and speak basic English, and being a person of good moral character. Also, you have to go through a 10-step naturalization process, which includes determining your eligibility to become a US American citizen, preparing and submitting Form N400, the application for naturalization, taking the US naturalization test, and having a personal interview. I hope I could provide useful information about the US American country and the process of migrating to it. Please let me know which country I should cover next. And don't forget to check out the playlist where you will find more videos targeting other countries around the globe. Thanks for watching.